Hello everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Minecraft. It is episode 101, like that hit TV show that I don't know if I can still be a fan of, but other than that, this is like my prized possession here. But I think I'm going to have to freaking trade this person. Why? Because they're lazy. This horse, this Maverick is lazy. They're not conditioned. They show up to training camp freaking late all the damn time or something. I think that's another player. The metaphor is just getting mixed up. But, their conditioning is off. So I am trading this Maverick who I think is not going to lead us to a championship. And I'm not going to give him the Supermax. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trade this frickin' Maverick here. He's from Dallas. And then he's literally one of the most generational frickin' Mavericks we've ever seen, and is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And, is pretty young for a horse. Whatever 25 is for a horse, that's how old this Maverick is. And you know who we're going to trade him for? The star, this number 2, who everyone was wondering whether he could be the number 1 on the Lakers, but it doesn't matter anymore because, Luka got traded to the Lakers, and I guess I do not need to keep up the metaphor intro bit anymore. Why? Why? You want to know why I again took a long break between episodes again, even though I probably should have recorded one like a week or so after I recorded episode 100. That's why. partly that's why. I'll use that as an excuse. That's my excuse this time. Last time the excuse was somewhat serious. This time it's not. Why? I still can't, it's approaching 3 weeks now that the trade happened, and I still can't figure it out. I really could just spend this whole episode talking about the Luka trade, and I would like to, but unfortunately, I guess I have other stuff to talk about. I don't know. If I recorded the podcast, or no, the Let's Play. No, I just said this was a podcast. Oh no, scrub that from the record. This is a podcast, but it's really a Let's Play, but it's also a podcast too. But it should be treated like both. I don't know. It's really a Let's Play. It should be treated as a Let's Play. I mark it as a Let's Play on YouTube, so, yeah. Anyways, frickin' Luka got traded. If I were to record an episode frickin' right after the trade, on the Monday after, I would have been frickin' just way more of a mess than I am usually, but I don't know. It's still just why does the NBA is in the middle of the All-Star break now. I guess I'll get into some of the stuff there and talk about the stuff, but I don't know. It's just I had to talk about the Luka trade somehow, man. I have to talk about just how insane of a freaking trade that was for Nico Harrison, the GM of the Mavs, just to straight up just keep on being we do not believe in him. We do not believe in Luka and his conditioning. One of the 500,000 statements that has been put out through the media that I've been seeing, that I saw in our NBA, has been something like the Mavericks feared that Luka's calf strains, because when he was traded, he was still rehabbing from a calf strain, right? He acquired, that he got during Christmas, playing on the Christmas Day game last year. So they're just I guess the Mavericks just do not have full belief that Luka is the right player to lead them to a championship, which, considering that he was the sole driving force in the Mavericks getting to the finals literally the season before, literally in the same calendar year, is kind of just insane. Absolutely insane. But that's the thing. The small sliver of hope that I'm freaking holding on to is that maybe the Mavericks are right. I don't know. I mean, Luka is, he has, he has these kinds of injuries, he's been having them. It's not that they're rare, right? But he has gotten injured, but, the whole, accusations from the Mavs and Nico Harrison about Luka's conditioning, right? And not showing up to, It's not about not showing up to stuff on time. That's another player. That's another superstar on another team. I didn't get to that statement yet. Yeah. But yeah, I guess to set it up, yeah, Luka's conditioning, Luka Doncic, by the way, I don't know. I feel like you don't need any context on who Luka Doncic is. Just look him up. He's a player for the Dallas Mavericks, formerly of the Dallas Mavericks, and then he's now a Laker. He gets to play with freaking a 40-year-old LeBron. Amazing. And Dalton Connect, who the Lakers tried to trade for Mark Williams, who was a center, and then freaking that trade got rescinded, and like, I don't know. There's just, yeah. I could just make this an NBA-focused episode of the Let's Play, but I don't know. I kind of don't want to do that. I have other stuff to talk about. I'm multi-dimensional. The NBA is in the All-Star break anyway, as I've said, so... I can talk about other stuff. I want to talk about other stuff, but like the Luka trade, man, it's like what, like I don't know. I think part of me also is somewhat overreacting to it, you know, because once the dust is settled of just how insane of a trade it is, you know, I didn't finish the freaking setup. Yeah, actually. Yeah, Luka Doncic has gotten his whole career the accusations of like he isn't, his conditioning isn't good, you know, that he comes into training camp out of shape. And then like if you look at him in like past seasons, you know, he looks a little chunky at times, but I feel like that's just his body, some of it. Like, Jokic has gotten that too, and then Jokic addressed that. Like, how Jokic looked in, like, the seasons before, like, the 1920 season, I would assume. Or just, like, yeah. You know, Jokic has gotten into way better shape in recent years. And I guess, like, Luka, you know, even though, like, in the, like, if you look at him now on the Lakers, in a Lakers uniform, I guess it's slimming. I don't know. But yeah, like, he's gotten that his whole career, and I guess that was, like, a focal point as to why the Mavs GM's reasoning as to why he would trade Luka Doncic to the Lakers for only one first-round pick, only one of their two available first-round picks, and then Max Christie, who is a good player, but they didn't have to give up Austin Reeves or Dalton Connect or frickin' anything else. All they had to do was just frickin' give up AD in a first-round pick. AD, Max Christie in a first-round pick. It's like, I don't know. I would have liked, at least if you're gonna do the trade, at least frickin' take everything you can from the Lakers, man. At least, like, shop him around, but I don't know. I guess that's also another thing from the Mavs GM that has come out, is that, like, they didn't want to turn it into a saga the way the Jimmy Butler, now of the Golden State Warriors is, you know? Like, they didn't want it to be, like, a trade saga. They didn't want it to be extended, but still, it's like, I would rather a trade saga if it's a generational first ballot Hall of Famer superstar who's literally 25 years old, just turning 26 this year. It's like, oh my god, dude, Jesus Christ, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, I thought the WNBA trades were, like, you know, a bit big, you know? I thought those were going to be the biggest trades around this time of year because, yeah, in the WNBA, there was a three team trade between, I think it was the Seattle Storm, the Sparks, and the Aces, where the Aces traded away Kelsey Plum to the Los Angeles Sparks, and then the Storm traded Jewel Lloyd, because I talked about in the previous episode, if anyone watched or listened to it, that Jewel Lloyd requested a trade from the Seattle Storm. I don't know if it had to do with that bullying probe, or like that probe into like whether there was like bias or in the coaching staff against players or something. But yeah, Jewel Lloyd requested a trade, so they fulfilled that trade request by sending Jewel Lloyd to the Las Vegas Aces. Yeah. And yeah, I think the Aces got, I don't know. that was just the main those were the main mechanisms of the trade. So basically, yeah. Oh yeah, and as a result of it, the Storm moved up in the draft, I think. Yeah, the Sparks gave up their higher draft pick, which I think was at number like 2. I think it was at number 2. And that, yeah, because the Dallas Wings have the number 1 overall pick. And I would assume it's still going to be Paige Beckers, who's going to be drafted this year at number 1. So, yeah, the Seattle Storm have the number 2 overall pick, and which makes it that it could be a question. It might not be a 100% guaranteed that Paige ends up in Dallas getting drafted there. So, that's interesting. Oh, man. And then, yeah, as for other WNBA moves, the Connecticut Sun, who have been like a perennial like contender but never have won the championship. They made it to the finals like 2 times within the last 5 years, I think. Yeah, they made it in 2019, and then they made it in the Aces first championship, I think. Yeah, the Aces first championship, which was 2022. So yeah, in 2019 and 22, they made it to the WNBA finals. So, and like that core that core has been blown up, and they've all gone. they're all gone. Alyssa Thomas, the MVP finalist, who was 2 points shy of winning MVP back in 2023 when Breanna Stewart won it. So Alyssa Thomas got traded to the Mercury, and then Dejanay Carrington got traded. DeWanna Bonner got traded. Yeah, like it's all they blew up that roster. And now I think Natasha Cloud is there now. Yeah, so basically all of their like pieces that just were part of that championship contending core are now gone. So yeah, I guess they're in somewhat of a rebuilding stage. But yeah, the Phoenix Mercury have and as for the Phoenix Mercury, Brittany Griner, who has played there her whole career, she has been traded, or no, she left in free agency. So she left in free agency to sign with the Atlanta Dream. Yeah. And yeah, I think like the Sun got Tina Charles from the Atlanta Dream. So yeah, Tina Charles, who is like an elder statesman of the game. I think like she's like one of the oldest players in the league now. So that's the stuff I know. That's the stuff I've been noticing. It's nice to see that Kevin Pelton, who like writes for the NBA, is also writes about the WNBA, and that content isn't paywalled. It's not paywalled behind ESPN Plus, so I just read it, sometimes. That's where I'm getting it from, basically. It's cool, man. It's cool that Kevin Pelton also writes about the WNBA. So that's basically the stuff happening in the WNBA. Just interesting things. And also, Caitlin Clark isn't gonna freaking save the NBA All-Star Game. Thank God, man. She does not need to. We do not need to put that on her shoulders of just like, hey, can you and Sabrina do the shooting contest with Steph and Clay? It's like, can you? How about you like freaking? How about you freaking fix your own problem, man? Stop, man, stop. I was thinking about that today. I would have hated if she would have done that or like participated in some freaking shooting contest, and they would have interviewed her and just been like, how does it feel to be invited to an NBA All-Star game? It's like, come on, as if that's like an honor or a privilege to do that. It's like, come on, man, come on now, stop. Like that would have been stupid, man, if they would have done that. And that like the possibility of Kenny Smith like saying something off color, it's like, okay, all right, we do not need this, okay? Look, man, just give us Mac McClung freaking winning the dunk contest, and that's it, okay? That's all. It seems that's all the freaking All-Star Weekend is good for now. Oh man, just give me Mac McClung freaking dunking over a freaking Kia, not in the way Blake Griffin did. That was just amazing, man. I showed it right then in editing, if I remember to edit. So that was like, seriously, like that was insane, man. Like every one of his dunks was just absolutely brilliant, man. Like the dunking the 2 balls at the same time, and then the hitting the ball on the freaking front of the rim and then dunking it. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, after the contest, was it like Ja tweeted, it's like, hey, Mac might make me want to dunk. And then like they're like there's a whole Twitter chain somewhat of like Zach Levine, who won the dunk contest previously over Aaron Gordon, and then like Aaron Gordon and Giannis, and it's just like, hey, we could do it. And it's like, yeah, I mean, don't talk about freaking doing it. Just do it. Just literally talk to Adam Silver. Literally freaking text Adam Silver and be like, hey, look, man, I know we do not try in the All-Star game. I know. I know it sucks. I know that you've been trying to freaking fix this freaking thing because of us for however many seasons now, since 2020. Well, 2020 was like, the outlier of it being a good All-Star game because of Kobe's passing. But, it's like, please, please, like, we are going to do the dunk contest. We us superstars of the NBA, or superstar level or caliber adjacent players, are going to freaking do the dunk contest again. Like, I don't know. That's also, another thing. I guess, am I fully off the Luka trade talk now? It's been like 3 weeks, man. I don't know. I guess, like, to wrap it up, obviously I'm upset with it because it's Luka going to the Lakers, like you don't want to see the Lakers get someone that easily. You don't want to see a team like the Lakers, a premier franchise, get freaking a player like that. You don't. But it is interesting that I was thinking, when was the last time that the Lakers, the face of the Lakers, like the definitive best player on the Lakers, was a white European? Because, Pau Gasol was like number 2 to Kobe Bryant, right? In that kind of run in like the late 2000s, early 2010s. But we've never seen like a white European be the definitive best player on a team like the Los Angeles Lakers. We've never seen that. Never, like, I don't know. I at least I don't think so. And in general, like, taking European out of it, like, the last time the best player on the Lakers was white, like, is an interesting question, because I think it's Jerry West. Like, I think that's what it is. But I don't know. It's just interesting that, wow, the best player on the Lakers, number 1, without a doubt. No like, oh, AD's our best player, oh, LeBron has to carry the team. No, none of that now. It's clear cut. It's like, no, like, Luka is the best player on the Lakers, and it's been a while since the Lakers' best player was white. I mean, for the Celtics, all you have to do is go back to Larry Bird, which was like the 80s. Yeah, but it's like you have to go all the way back to Jerry West, I think, if you want to do that for the Lakers. Of their best player is white. I guess. Do I have any other definitive thoughts? Does this make the Lakers title contenders? Hopefully not. But maybe if things break right, they could make the conference finals again, which pisses me the hell off. Annoys me. But hopefully Denver being like showing that they're still a pretty good team. Hopefully they're better than the Lakers, and like Jokic, obviously owns the Lakers each time they play. So, yeah. And also the fact that the Lakers don't really have a center. But in the trade, they got Maxi Kleber from the Mavs. So if he gets healthy, because he was injured at the time of the trade, as well as Luka. And also, the fact that, the first game AD played, he left, and then it turns out that he's going to be out for 3 weeks. Okay, so, yeah, that's not good, but, I don't really need to talk about that. I don't know. The Hoop Collective episode after that happened was really funny. Yeah, like, Brian Windhorst was just you're just saying this. Everyone is just, saying this because they want to be anti-Mavs. Like, it's like, we just want to call Dallas stupid or something. Oh man, it's just amazing, man. Like, Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst getting into arguments is just what fulfills me now. Like, it's weird, like that, and completing a long-running anime series. It's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's okay. Like why? Like, I can't just, like, what am I supposed to do, man? Like, obviously I'm not gonna just be like, what is Doge doing? It's like, obviously I'm not gonna freaking do that. It's like, I don't know, maybe in 2017. Maybe, I don't know, maybe when I was like a teenager I would have cared more. But yeah, as I've gotten old, I think I'm just gonna not really care as much about like the stuff that's coming from the administration in these years. It's like, I mean, look, if it I don't know, in terms of like talking about it, like, yeah. Anyways, I don't know how I got on that. Yeah, it's what fulfills me. Tim Bontemps and Brian Windhorst arguing. They had a really funny like circular argument at the end of last year that I remember about like Brian Windhorst defending Jason Tatum not playing in the Olympics, and like Tim Bontemps just said that like, oh, Jason Tatum didn't play in the Olympics, and then like Brian Windhorst just felt like he needed to correct that. It's like, look, he played at the last game, like, it just felt like Brian Windhorst was being Steve Kerr's defense attorney. It was just like, look, Steve Kerr is not to blame here. It's Jason Tatum being a poor player. It's like, okay, I don't know. Oh man. Anyways, I think there's still, like the title odds should still be that the Thunder and the Celtics are like the favorites to win the championship, obviously, right? But is it a little scary that freaking the Lakers have Luka? Yeah, obviously. Like, can the Lakers beat the Nuggets in a 7-game series now if Luka like performs to his capacity? It's like, yeah, I mean they can, and I don't know. It just sucks to admit that, basically. So, yeah, is that my definitive thoughts on the Luka trade? I hate it. Everyone hated it, except Lakers fans. I don't know if there's any like a neutral non-Lakers fan who's like, yes, now Luka's in a big market. Probably Gilbert Arenas, but yeah. I mean, I guess Gilbert Arenas is like roots for the Lakers, but like, I don't know. Yeah. That, I mean, if you're aware of like Gil's Arena and like how Gilbert Arenas is in general, of just, like his xenophobia showing, of just, I don't know, like he made comments, like previously of I don't know, saying that I don't know. Yeah, like, I don't know, something about the European players like Luka and Jokic not being able to speak English, is like a limiting factor, I don't know. Which I guess there's a kernel of truth in that, but, I feel like the way in which he expressed it, just reinforces I mean, he's kind of xenophobic, kind of, which I don't, and obviously he doesn't really know what that word means, but, like, it's clear, Gil isn't freaking, like, like, the players Gilbert Arenas and the like love the most aren't European, basically, which is fine, it's fine, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Nick Young is even more kind of just in that regard. It's like Swaggy P. I can't believe it. I can't believe that, that's also been another staple of my listening experience. Because, like, what am I gonna freaking watch, man? I'm not gonna watch freaking, again, I don't need to say this again. I don't need to watch these freaking hour, 2 hour, 3 hour long videos on a subject in pop culture or something of just like, why Gen Z is this or something. Like, okay guys, the secret history of, it's like, it's not a secret history, like the rise and fall. It's like, what do you mean, like, fall? What do you mean? What do you like honestly, what do you mean? Like, oh my god, dude. Oh my god. The rise and fall of something that was popular and not as popular anymore. How something is not as popular as it once was. Oh my god, I'm so interested in finding out why. I'm so interested. I'm so friggin' interested. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, I just had to get that out there. Oh man. What's the non-basketball stuff I wanted to talk about? Yeah, I'm only like, 20-something minutes in, I think. I mean, I don't know. I think this might be a no Twitter segment type episode. Yeah. Or just briefly scanning Twitter at the end if I wanted to talk about anything else. But, yeah. I have stuff to talk about, yeah. I mean, I think, like, from the last episode, I didn't get to absolutely everything I wanted to talk about. Oh, man. How do we fix NBA All-Star Weekend? Do we make it USA versus the world in the All-Star game? Maybe. But it was somewhat that, but it also like the players, I think the players took it a little bit more seriously than last year. But and then now you have just you replace the All-Star game with three shittier ones or something, and it's like, oh, there's even more commercial breaks now, and there's less basketball being played. It's like, look, they're like they're trying things, man. That's the thing. It's like, okay, so they shouldn't have changed it again after. I don't know that. Like, just have the All-Star game be the same, freaking East West, like 300 points to 200 points. It's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, I guess. I mean, obviously, yeah. My opinion on it, I feel like if I were to formulate an opinion in under an hour or something, I don't know. I think, yeah, I would. I've been thinking to the effect of like why it seems to be such a big issue. Why are the people who are criticizing the All-Star game making it seem like the All-Star game not being good is a direct reflection of why the NBA as a television product is failing? Like, why are you making it seem like that? Like, I just wouldn't make that one-to-one connection of like, look, do you see why the NBA ratings are down? It's because the All-Star game. It's because the players don't play defense and don't care about the All-Star game. I don't know. I guess it's, yeah, it's tying into my overall skepticism of like the people criticizing the NBA for the style play now. Just like, no, I think it's just that there's too many trees, and it's like, I don't know. I really think that, like, again, for the people who are saying that, it's like, can you just think beyond that? It's like, okay, that's your number one reason. Like, ranked choice voting here. It's like, what's your number two reason? What's your number three reason? Can you think of anything else? Can you think of any other thing? And I think, I don't know, I feel like listening to Gil's Arena, they're incorrect a lot of times, what Gil says and, what Rashad says, but, like, they are correct sometimes, they do, like, say insightful things, like, Rashad and Gil say insightful things from time to time about certain subjects, and, I don't know, I think, like, their view on the NBA ratings decline is somewhat true, of, like, yeah, the TV ratings are down because that's not how the NBA is viewed nowadays. Like, that's not the main avenue. But it's yeah, again, I guess, did I talk about this? Of, like, the main way people watch and keep up with basketball is through social media highlights and, like, clips, And, like, I guess I haven't really seen a definitive answer of, is that a good thing? Is it a good thing that the NFL has such a chokehold on TV ratings, right? Where they can put any freaking game, it can be the two worst teams in the league, and put it on Netflix, make it a Netflix exclusive. 10 million people guaranteed to watch it at the bare minimum. Freaking 8 to 10 million people are guaranteed to watch it. But it's like the NBA just has to do so many things to address, like, viewership and stuff, right? It's like the NBA, meanwhile, on the other hand, the NBA is like, look, we need Steph and LeBron. We need Steph and LeBron on Christmas. We need freaking Wemby, man. We need these stars to play. And it's like, I don't know. It's weird. I guess I don't have for myself don't have a definitive answer from the people who criticize it, or from, like, I guess, like, overall a business perspective, where it, like, is it okay that the NBA is more consumed through social media? Like, like, is it okay that is there actually going to be any negative long-term effects of the NBA not being as popular a TV product, over the years? Like, is the NBA as a league, as a business, going to be endangered, is my question, And I just don't think it's going to be. Like, I don't think it's going to be endangered as a product of, like, are we going to witness the end of the NBA? Like, no. I don't know. I guess, like, the worst case scenario is that basketball becomes a little more niche, like somewhat like baseball or hockey, but I don't know. I don't know. That's again, I don't know. I feel like, I put too much stock in listening to people like, a clip of Colin Cowherd talking about it, or a clip of, I saw, there's also a clip by Chris Mannix who writes about the NBA for Sports Illustrated, and then he was on the Awful Announcing podcast, and then he he just completely shifted the question. The question the host asked was, do you think that the NBA's inability to to promote small market teams could be why NBA ratings are down or something? Do you think the NBA needs to showcase these small market teams more? And that Chris Mannix is just like, yeah, no, I just think it's just too many trees. I just think I think the problem is just that there are too many trees in the game. It's like, and then they just come up with their freaking things of just like, you can only shoot 30 trees in a game. It's like, oh my god, come on. It's getting to that point, man, and I guess like from me talking about this, it's making me realize it's like, yeah, I do care about basketball a lot, like and I don't personally think too many trees are ruining the game. I don't personally think we need to do something about the alleged issue of too many 3-pointers. Like, I don't know. I just do not think we need to do anything about that. Yeah, and the question I keep on having is like the people who are talking about the NBA ratings in such this doom and gloom way of, oh my god, like the NBA ratings are down. The NBA needs to do something quick. They need to fix their league. It's like, I don't know. Or else what? It's like, it's like a lot. Most casual NBA fans anyway are like, I don't pay attention to the regular season. I only watch the playoffs, and like, if the Lakers or the Warriors or my favorite team aren't in the playoffs, I'm less inclined to watch it. It's like, that's how most people have been, that's the thing. Even, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I'm like speaking from someone who's been a basketball fan all my life, but I don't know. Even as someone who has been a fan of the NBA in terms of like following it, mostly through Reddit and First Take at first, but more so, appreciating the game over time since 2020. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Like I just like I feel like all these criticisms are the word, what's the specific word for it? Misguided, not the most constructive, they're not really helping that much. And that's the thing. Like, is the NBA as a league going to be threatened? As in, like, the NBA, like, they're acting as if the NBA is gonna go under. Like, this is not the freaking tape delay era. This is not freaking the late 70s where like literally cocaine was kind of ruining the league. This is not that era. Like, it's clearly not. Like, I don't know. Even in like the early mid 2000s when like games, when defense was like at its strongest, when freaking games were at like 92-90, when the 04 Pistons like held teams to under 70 points. Like, I don't know, like, was the league threatened then? Was it like, oh my god, we need, like, the people are going to stop watching? It's like I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like that's I don't know. It is increasingly annoying to me when I see or hear people say criticisms like that, and their tone is kind of implying that if the NBA doesn't do something soon, that freaking, it's gonna go. The whole business of the NBA is gonna go under. Like, I don't know. There we go. Did I talk about basketball enough? Can I move on? I don't know. Is there anything else basketball related? Trades that happened. I talked about Jimmy Butler being a Warrior. He got, I think, what he wanted. He got a 2-year extension through 2027. Like, paying like a 7-year-old Jimmy Butler, though. I don't know. Oh yeah. This thing called the Super Bowl happened. Yeah. Huh. I wanted to record this episode like right after the Super Bowl happened on like Sunday night. Yeah. Yeah, let me just say, the one victory the NBA had was that a team did not repeat. That's the one victory, yeah, we had. So we can appreciate true freaking actual greatness. We can appreciate four-peats, okay? Like UConn women's basketball winning 4 straight. Or Oklahoma women's softball winning 4 straight, which, yeah, I think, like, yeah, they've done, like, these past, like, 4 years. We can appreciate that and not freaking... never a doubt, frickin' Nick wrong. Patrick Mahomes was okay. He clearly choked. The Chiefs got destroyed. It was fun to watch. But like watching it, like I clearly was rooting for the Eagles, like, but not like actually rooting as if I'm a fan of football. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm a fan of Friday Night Lights, okay? I will maintain that, but not the actual NFL, as in, like, I truly care about what's going on. But I did truly care that I wanted the Chiefs to lose. I did. That is something I truly cared about. I wanted that. That was a somewhat high priority on my list of priorities that day, or leading up to that day, was that the Chiefs... Please, they need to lose, and they did. They delivered. So thank you, thank you, the city of Philadelphia. Not Philadelphia, man. A Philly team, man. Really? That's just how kind of depressing it was. It's like I didn't feel that much elation, you know, or jubilance, because it was like, oh, it's a Philly team that did it. It's like, but lost within that. Yeah, I wanted to also bring up that I was like watching like a little bit of the Sports Center after the game and with Scott Van Pelt, because that's what I do nowadays. And then like on the ticker below, because ESPN has like a ticker of like shifting between like sports and like the news in each of them, and it shifted to the NBA, and it said like something to the effect, there's a headline to the effect of Joel Embiid said in an interview with Lisa Salters or something that he might need another surgery on his knee. And that was just a news headline that just got swept completely under the rug. There wasn't even a rug to sweep it under. It was invisible. It was just a ghost of a freaking news headline. And maybe it's because, like, it's not clear on whether Joel Embiid was telling the truth or not, but I don't know, like, isn't that somewhat significant? You know, Joel Embiid, a player with a obviously visible history of knee injuries, right? And various injuries to his body, and like is missing most of this season because of his knee soreness, you know? Like, isn't that somewhat of a thing? Like, shouldn't that be a little bit bigger? Like, I don't know. Like, it wasn't really on the NBA subreddit in the following hours or days, right? I don't know. Like, shouldn't that just be a bigger thing? Like, Bill Simmons noticed it, right? And Bill Simmons kind of commented, it's like, yeah, they just freaking dumped that in the middle of the night as Philly was celebrating a Super Bowl. That, like, also, by the way, the other star athlete of your city might never be healthy again. It's like, what? Huh? I mean, I don't think it's that extreme, but it's like, I mean, saying he might need another surgery is like, yeah, he's gonna be, if he is telling the truth, if he's not trolling, if he's not Joel Embiid on that, it's like, yeah. Also, the counter argument to that is like, why would Joel Embiid be trolling about that? Why would he lie about that? Like, but it's like, isn't that somewhat significant? Like, isn't that? I don't know. Maybe the reason why it wasn't on the NBA subreddit was just because it was just reinforcing information that was already known, or that I just didn't catch it at the right time. That like it was on the page for a while, but by the time I checked the subreddit in my like one of 5 times I checked the subreddit a day, it wasn't there. But I don't know. Like, I thought that was like a significant enough thing to be discussed. I mean, it was discussed on First Take, but I don't know. I saw the synopsis of the clip of Stephen A reacting to it was that Stephen A blamed Ben Simmons for ruining Joel Embiid's prime, and I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Oh man. Look, man, I guess you just have to wait, until Stephen A. runs in the 2028 election. That'd be fun, man. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting, man. The 2028 election is gonna be interesting, I guess. Bold prediction for the future. I mean, I'm gonna be, what, 27? I'm gonna turn 28 that year. Hopefully I'll still be doing this series. Man. Anyways, am I good on basketball talk? I spent another 20 minutes talking about it. Yeah, I don't know. To wrap up that thing, yeah, I would assume that's just a significant thing. Joel Embiid just saying that. I don't know, and yeah, I listened to I watch there's this channel called The Rights to Ricky Sanchez, and I don't know what that title means. I guess I could look it up, but it's a podcast where the two people on it talk about the Sixers, and it's really funny lately because whenever the Sixers lose a bunch of games, as they are at this moment in the season, I just listen to a podcast, and they're just so negative, and as true Philadelphia fans are just shitting on the team and the players for their effort, and yeah, one of the hosts on there really kind of shit on Joel Embiid. It's if you are not gonna play, if you're not gonna take this conditioning seriously, it's you probably should retire. That's something of the effect that one of the hosts said. I think his name is Spike Eskin. Yeah, I think he's on sports radio on Philly. Oh man, I swear I'm gonna leave this topic, I promise, but I don't know. It's just fun to listen to that podcast. I remember rushing to listen to it after James Harden said the thing in China of Daryl Morey's a liar. Man, you have to take joy in these certain things, because obviously I'm not taking joy, in who the president is or what the government is doing. Obviously I'm not, right? I'm sure maybe there are a few people who are, but maybe there are people who voted for there are people who voted for Trump who are just actually I didn't expect this to happen. Yeah, just the same thing with the first term, but it's just yeah, I don't know. I still don't really know about the prices of eggs. I think they're the same price. Maybe they're lower. I don't know. I'm just joking around. Stop. I need to stop. Anyways. Man, am I ready to leave basketball? I'm thinking of other basketball related things I need to talk about. Do I need to talk about anything else? Any other trades? Dennis Schroeder is getting passed around the league. Where is he now? Toronto? Wait, no, he was. Oh my God, where is he? Detroit. He's in Detroit now. Oh man, yeah. Shout out to Cade Cunningham making his first All-Star game. Jalen Williams making his first All-Star game. Sabonis got snubbed twice, and then LeBron at the last minute was I'm not playing, and then that spot could have gone to Sabonis, who was snubbed, and that's kind of that must be just come on, man. Man, suddenly he has this ankle injury. I don't know. Sure thing. We'll excuse it because he's one of the greatest of all time, but yeah, okay. Oh yeah, I guess a recent basketball thing that happened today. I was in Barnes & Noble today. Today I was in the Barnes & Noble, and there's this book called The Basketball 100. Yeah, one of the authors on it is David Aldridge. He appeared on The Right Time with Bomani Jones, another podcast I listen to. Watch, whatever. Sometimes he's a guest, sometimes there. And then, yeah, I watched the episode where, they were, talking about the players who were listed there. And, yeah. I guess a few highlights. Yeah, I guess. Oh, no, I guess. I promise. Before I preface this, I promise I'm trying to fight my instincts to be a hater. But yeah, there was only just one thing that kind of irked me a little bit. But the stuff that it didn't irk me, I found the book really interesting. I was flipping through it. I didn't end up buying anything from Barnes & Noble, but I looked at Zachary Ying and the Dragon Master by Jiren J. Zhao. The book, the middle grade book they wrote before Iron Widow. So yeah, and Heavenly Tyrant, the sequel to Iron Widow, came out recently, and I looked at the cover of that. It looks cool. I'm going to read it eventually. Yeah, I'm thinking. I was thinking of getting Zachary Ying, but yeah, I'll get it at some point. But yeah, flipping through to basketball 100. Number one, not that much of a surprise, was Michael Jordan, and then number two was LeBron James, and then number three, was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then I guess other highlights. Number 12 was Steph Curry, right? I think from what I remember. And then number 10 was Kobe Bryant. And then Tim Duncan and Shaq were ahead of Kobe. And I guess, like, yeah, a little thought I had was like, is Kobe, like, should Kobe be ranked higher than Shaq? Like, I don't know. Like, Kobe does have one more championship, but there's like the thing of like Kobe won his first three championships as Shaq's number two, but like, were they really number one and number two? I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's a thing. And then another thing. Yeah, Tracy McGrady was on the list. Yeah. Like the list is like a little bit more old head skewed, which means obviously old head just means you think Michael Jordan is number one over LeBron. Basically, that's what being an old head means in basketball nowadays. And I guess side tangent, it's interesting how there is that old head as a mentality is only really a thing in terms of like NBA discourse rather than NFL discourse. Like, it's hard to be an NFL old head. I guess that, yeah, I don't know. I think from the little knowledge I know is that like, oh, Joe Montana is like top three. I don't know. Yeah, the semi old head thing is like Brady is better than Mahomes still, but I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, like, old head skewed in basketball discussion means that you think Michael Jordan is number one and not LeBron. That's basically it. That's what being an old head means. That means there you go. But yeah, Nikola Jokic was number 28 on the list. So yeah, I think the book was published in 2024. So like, it talks about 2022 and 23 in the book, and it said that he's a three-time MVP. So it's pretty new. So yeah, one slight thing that I thought about, the thing that slightly irked me, was that they put Joel Embiid at number 41, and I'm sorry if this makes me sound like a hater. I'm sorry. I swear I'm not a Joel Embiid hater. I'm a Sixers hater, okay? Let me make that distinction. I am not a Joel Embiid hater, I appreciate his talent. I know that he's one of the most talented players to play the game, but, like, him at number 41, like, I don't know, man. It had players who haven't won championships before, right? Like, Chris Paul is ranked higher, and John Stockton is ranked higher, and Charles Barkley is ranked higher, who should be ranked higher than Joel Embiid. But, like, I don't know. Joel Embiid at number 41 just made me think, like number 41, I mean, yeah, he belongs on the list. He does. He belongs on the list, but I don't know. Like, it's the thing of, like, I think the thing that irked me was it was 100% just his talent and nothing else, It wasn't any true freaking, I mean, the only career accomplishment is winning that MVP, right, in 2023, which obviously, he deserved it one of those years, He was a deserving winner, in that stretch, obviously. He won it in 2023. I think Jokic should have gotten it that year, but yeah. And also, like, my leading candidate for MVP right now is Shea over Jokic. So yeah, I don't know. It's like, that's his, like, only true career accomplishment. I guess if you count the gold medal, that's another one. But I don't know. I guess it is the hater in me. The hater in me was kind of like, isn't 41 a little too high? Like, isn't it like a little too high? Like, I would put Joel Embiid into 50s somewhere. I would put him into 50s, like maybe like 58, maybe like 55 through 58. But 41, it's like, I don't know. I don't know about putting the Joel Embiid number 41. I think, like, he's higher than Allen Iverson, and it's like, Allen Iverson led the Sixers to the finals. Like, Joel Embiid has not led the Sixers to even the conference finals. It's like there's a difference between the two. I feel there's a difference. Like, one is conference finals and the other is NBA finals. Like, there's a difference. Like the NBA finals is like a later round, But I don't know. I don't know what Sixers fans would think. Like, if you were to ask like Sixers fans nowadays who have lived through, the process era and like that era, right? I wonder like who the consensus favorite Sixer is. Like, I wonder if Joel Embiid has taken over. I don't know. That's an interesting question. Like, I wouldn't know. Maybe maybe I can email the Rights to Ricky Sanchez podcast and just ask like, hey, do you like Joel Embiid as a player more than Allen Iverson? I don't know. I feel like Allen Iverson did more. Like he was just as prolific of a scorer at 6 feet tall. At literally 6 feet tall, he was scoring like 30 something points a game at 6 feet tall. Man, I don't know. Like yeah. And obviously, like, Joel Embiid, it gets credit because he's a 7-footer who can move like a guard. But, like Hakeem Olajuwon can also move like that, right? Like, I don't know. It's like, look, I'm not denying Joel Embiid's talent. It's like, obviously, he's one of the most talented players to ever play the game. He's a special player when he plays. But his problem is being healthy. And it's unfortunate that his knee is preventing him from being healthy, right? And like playing in games, obviously, but I do take solace and joy in the Sixers being a bad team this season. I like it's somewhat funny that Paul George has ended up being a worse player than Tobias Harris so far, and is on a worse contract. It's just a funny thing. It's a thing that kind of brings me joy. Okay, as a Sixers hater, it kind of brings me joy. But yeah, I don't know. That's just the other thing. I guess the last thing, the final thing before I move on, is that I feel like for number 41 out of 100 best players of all time for Joel Embiid, I think he probably should be 10 spots lower. Okay, that's basically it. He should be 10 spots lower. It's an extreme petty thing, but yeah, okay. Anyways, yeah, I think I'm gonna, yeah. I don't need to cut that much, right? Yeah, I'll cut if it's necessary, but I don't think I'm gonna cut for the Twitter segment. I feel like I'm just gonna like see it at the end and see if there's anything interesting. Okay, other things I've done. I don't know. I really just front loaded it with all that, but I don't know. What I really should have freaking started with is that I literally cried reading a book. I literally did. I don't know. I tweeted about it. I sent a tweet about it. I think it was a tweet and not a Blue Sky post, but yeah. I cried reading a book. Okay, like that's the second headline after the Luka trade in the NBA and shooting too many trees. I don't know. I don't know if it's not. I don't think it was full on crying, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess if I want to get serious for a moment, the first novel I read this year was Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson, and yeah, I think like if anyone has seen me talk before, I adore Morgan Matson as an author. I love her books. Basically, she writes great. She is just a good writer. She's a great freaking author and writes great books. The Unexpected Everything I think is still my favorite of hers. But yeah, this kind of put that in question a little bit because I don't know, the way this book plays out, I think like throughout, like I liked just being immersed in the characters and the world of the book, I guess to give a synopsis like I do with all the books I read, it's about a 17-year-old girl. Her name is Taylor. And I guess, yeah, it's about Taylor and her family, right? So they're spending this summer at a cabin, basically. They're spending this summer at a cabin at a lake in the Poconos, which is, I think, in like Pennsylvania somewhere. So yeah, like her family owns a summer home that's a cabin in the Poconos, and 5 years ago, that summer, 5 years previously when Taylor was 12, she basically had a crush on this boy, and then she basically had a crush on this boy, and then they had a tiny little spark of a romance, but she ran away without the boy knowing, right? And then which is somewhat of a theme of the book, is that Taylor as a character deals with confrontation and problems and tough times by running away. So which like is interesting because like in the next book, like the main character of that, her next book after that was Since You've Been Gone, which is about the main character like completing a list her best friend gave her, and like a main character quirk of hers of that is that the main character runs barefoot, you know. Yeah. Yeah, so like, yeah, Taylor and her family are in this cabin in the summer, and it is their last summer at the cabin. Why? Because her father, they've been told as a family that her father has 3 months to live and is dying of cancer. He's dying of pancreatic cancer. So yeah, that's basically the book, is that they're basically spending this last summer together trying to be a family, right? Taylor and her younger sister, who like her mother, her younger sister is her mom's favorite, and her older brother, right? And like there's like a little bit of a team of like her not being, I don't know, her not being given like attention as much, right? But like her father gave her that attention, and like her father is dying, so like, and also like it's a running thing in the story of like Taylor's like wondering like when would be the right time to tell her father, who is dying, right, that he loves her, right? And yeah, I don't know, it's a thing, man. I don't know, I'm sure it's like not hard to like connect the dots on like why this book is emotional, and freaking why, I don't know, it's a thing, man. I don't know, it is, I think, in my opinion, the best depiction of like someone dying of cancer in a YA book I've seen. I think it would be definitively the best one. I don't know of any other ones. So yeah, I think like, I don't know. Why did it make me cry? It somewhat ties into what I talked about last episode. I don't know. Like, I don't know why I try to like, like obscure things, sometimes. I don't know. It's not that big of a thing in my personal life, but I don't know. I guess if I were to, a similar situation happened not too recently, and that was the situation in my life that happened with one of my family members. Yeah. One of my grandparents, my grandmother recently. That was a situation that happened the end of last year, and that was like the heavy thing. And like, I don't think it wasn't, I don't think I was like hiding it for like any other reason other than just to be like, maybe I don't want to bog down an episode that people on the internet could watch. I don't know. I think maybe it was just for me that I didn't want to expressly like say it out loud. But yeah, that was just basically a similar thing just happened. And like, yeah, reading that book and reading like the end of it, like the end of that book, man, like it was just the last like 20 pages of it, like the way it just goes to like, her father is dealing with this. He seems fine in the beginning, and in the middle he starts to show signs of just getting worse, and then near the end, right, like his condition worsens and worsens and worsens, right? Like it did kind of get to me, man. Like it did just kind of get to me. And I don't know, I guess like like what better way, like I am somewhat like, I don't know, like I'm someone who does not cry at things, man. I do not, like, I don't know, like, but I feel like I'm someone who wants to do that. I'm someone who like openly is like, no, I like things that are tear jerking, I like things that are heavy hitting and can like hit you in the emotions and the feels and like can make you cry. But I don't know, it's like, it is just such an interesting thing that a Morgan Matson book was the thing that made me cry over freaking other things. It's just those last 20 pages are so freaking like, I don't think there will ever be like another experience that matches that for me, and that it was just, I don't know, just I did not expect freaking Morgan Matson, of all authors, even though I know that she's a great author, even though I love her books, even like I did not expect it to hit that freaking hard emotionally. I did not expect it, man. Yeah, like, yeah, I mean, obviously it's not that much of a spoiler to say that her father dies at the end, but it's like, I don't know, just the way it's written, you know? I think I remember distinctly the moment that got me. Yeah, the moment that got me was when after her father passes. Yeah, because I was like kind of like misty-eyed, teary-eyed through the whole thing. I didn't full on sob, but you know, I'd had like a hint of a sob. I think I had a hint of a sob when I got to the part, but it was just like at the end of it, like Taylor, after her father passes, opens like an envelope, and then there's envelopes within the envelope, and then they're like labeled for like each moment in her life, you know, and it's like, it's just, oh god, I don't know. I'm not crying remembering it. I'm not tearing up remembering it, but it was that moment that just made me just like, oh god, it was just, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I watched Clannad After Story, man. I didn't cry at that. Like, I watched episode 18 of Clannad After Story. Like, I didn't even cry at that, man. It's like, and then like this book, you know, this YA book, like did that to me, man. It's like, I don't know, at 24 years old, it's like, I don't know. I guess this is just a super personal freaking thing, but yeah. I don't know. Like, I think I referenced my grandmother once before in this Let's Play, and yeah, I guess it's just the second time ever referencing it, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to get into the full details, but I mean, it kind of was a similar experience, man. Like, I don't know. I guess to like somewhat explain it, it was, I don't know. Like, everything was fine, you know, with her, like throughout 2024, like up until like September, like late September, and then in October she got admitted to a facility, a nursing care facility, whatever it is, and then like, yeah, just, you know, she was away from home, and then she was living with us, like my parents, you know, and it's like, yeah, after that, after starting in like late September, she wasn't, and then like October and then November, it was just visiting. I was just visiting, like, you know, week after week, and then, you know, at like December was that point, and like the equivalent point, like mid to late December was that equivalent point in the second chance summer, where, you know, that was like the most freaking similar thing of like, you know, the condition worsening, and, you know, it leading to the end. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It was really just a thing, you know. I had to like obscure me talking about this by talking about basketball at the front end. I mean, you can't lead with freaking dad, okay? I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess it does feel, yeah, I don't know. I think it really felt freeing, you know, not freeing, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I was just like kind of laughing about it afterwards, right? I was reading it in the library, and I was just like walking around the shelves afterwards being like, dude, a freaking Morgan Matson book freaking made me cry like that. Like, oh my God, dude, what the, like, dude, man. Like, I don't know. I just found it as like a fun thing at the end of it. Like, yeah. It was just freaking, oh god, yeah. I mean, obviously, it's one of the best books starting off. It's the first book I read in 2025, and it's already on the list. It's on the list. It's somewhere on the list. There's not going to be, you know, a book that knocks it off. But yeah, that was just basically what happened with it. It was just, yeah. Oh, man, it was just an experience. Okay. I don't know. I still can't believe I didn't cry at freaking Clan After Story. I don't know. There were many moments where it could have. But yeah. Am I ready to move on from that? Yeah, I explained the book that made me cry. I like that when I tweeted it, like, I didn't think of it at the time, but if someone reads it, if you read just a sentence, like, I cried while reading a book, like, it's unclear whether I'm being serious or not. But yeah, I was being totally serious. It's like, yeah, a Morgan Matson book did make me cry, and I'm wearing it as a badge of honor, you know? I don't know. That's the thing about, stories, like, no, but yeah, it shouldn't matter the age category or what genre it is or frickin' who writes it or frickin' yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's the words themselves, the power of the words themselves where when you see them, you can imagine and it can hit you directly. And I feel like prose literature, right? Prose specifically hits me a lot more than any visual medium. Like, that's what I feel like. I don't know. Like, that's the power of freaking words on paper for me. That's the power of prose for me. Like the same way, like, I read The House on Mango Street and like each of the stories there, and it just hits me so hard, especially the ending, right? It's like, that's that's the thing. I don't know. I love that about literature. I like that, I don't know. I don't know if I am evoking the same thing in my writing, but yeah, I don't know. That's just what I like about writing. That's what I like about reading novels. I don't know. I can't vibe with the people who are just like, yeah, I read, but it's mostly nonfiction. It's like, really, you're not, like, come on, like, you don't, like, come on, man. It's like, I don't know. It's like, yeah, films are cool. TV shows are cool. I watched an episode of The Bear, and it was cool. I like that there was barely any exposition. It was all just, like, a bunch of swearing, and then frickin' this new girl, played by Ayo Edebiri, is, like, here, and it's like, I'm here to work. I admire your work, chef. It's something. It's not like any Food Network show I've seen. It's cool. But it's like, I don't know. There's just such a power in, like, a novel to me, Yeah, I just love that, man. I just love that freaking the words themselves were enough to freaking, send those emotions in me, man. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So basically, yeah, long story short, I related to the end of the book because of my own grandma passing away, at the end of last year. And that was basically just a thing. It was somewhat, but it wasn't the complete reason. It was a part of why I didn't upload for a time, but yeah, right now it's just, the time, and right now it's just a lack of like time management. I definitely could. I've carved out, like an hour to do this. So yeah, basically. Yeah, that's basically another thing I wanted to talk about. And I feel like I'm running out of time to talk about things. Should I speedrun everything else? Not speedrun, but I don't know. Other news. I finished Gintama. I finished watching 201 episodes of Gintama. The first 201 episodes. So the original run of it from 2006 to 2009. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. Nothing else really to say. It's extremely hilarious. It can be emotional at times. It can be touching at times. It can be hilarious at other times. It's just, it never dipped in quality for me. Ever, right? From episode like 5-6 to episode like the episode 190s. There is not a stretch. There's not a stretch in any set of like 10 episodes from episode like 5, the single digits, to episode 190 something. Even like the last 2 episodes are just like hilarious. It's like, I don't know. It just never loses that charm and humor for me. It's a 10 out of 10. Just watch some of it at least. Maybe not. Yeah, I guess just watch it as a show. If you are a fan of anime, I guess. Also, another thing, I read the first 3 chapters of Oshinoko. That was the other thing I was doing after I read I flipped through the Basketball 100. I went to the manga section, and then there was a girl just like sitting down, cross-legged, crisscross applesauce, reading a manga, and I'm like, can you do that? I don't know. I didn't say anything to her. But yeah, I don't know. I always find it interesting when there's like people in the manga section other than me. I'm like, damn, there's other people who read manga too? Yeah, I read the first 3 chapters of Oshinoko, the manga, which was by the same person, Akasaka, who did Kaguya, Love is War, previously. So yeah, I've heard about it. Yeah, Oshinoko obviously is one of the most popular shows that come out in recent years. And yeah, it's surprising. I don't know. I think I'm gonna obviously gonna watch the anime soon enough once I read enough of the manga. So yeah, another manga related thing, I finished Fruits Basket. I finished reading Fruits Basket. So my history with Fruits Basket is that in 2019 I watched the original 2001 version, and then I think I knew like a few weeks or a month later that a remake was coming, and that it was going to adapt the whole thing. So I think like after I finished the 2001 version, I'm like, I want to read the manga. And like I had a way to access the manga but just didn't for the longest time. But in 2024 I watched the remake, season 1 and 2 of the remake, and then I read the manga, up to like chapter, like 90 to 100. And then, yeah, at the beginning of this year, I started reading it again. And then I only really had 30 chapters to go, since like it's 136 chapters. So, yeah. This past Friday I finished reading the manga in a library, surprisingly enough. Because I was spending January basically reading Blue Box. So yeah, February so far has been I wanted to read other manga, so I started off by wanting to finish Fruits Basket, so I did that. It's pretty good, yeah. It's a nice fitting, it's a nice perfect conclusion. I think it is probably one of the best shoujo mangas ever written. It probably is. And I don't know if I would count it as a romance, but I don't know. I don't even know where I would rank it as like a pure romance, but I don't know. It's so much more than that, It's about kindness and the power kindness and love has on people, right? How if you have kindness and love in your heart, it's a very positive thing, but there's tough freaking situations in there. Every character, all the freaking somas in the Zodiac Curse is all about freaking families being shitty, but it is possible to find light in dark times and hope and love in places, even if your life isn't filled with that, even if your life looks grim and your own family doesn't want you, it's always possible with the right, it's always possible to find it. It's not a guarantee that it'll happen soon, but I think the theme of it is that eventually, if you just keep on living, if you keep on moving forward, that eventually your life will get better, that you can find love, that you are worthy of love and kindness and appreciation, which is a nice lesson to always freaking remember and learn. You are worthy of love and appreciation, Luca. That's why we're trading you to the freaking Lakers. Oh my god. Because we do not appreciate your lack of conditioning, so we are going to trade you for Anthony Davis. And then Anthony Davis freaking is out for 3 weeks. Well, we love and appreciate you, AD. I don't know if Lakers fans truly appreciated him, but whatever. They appreciated him for the championship, but after that, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't know. No, whatever. I'm just, look, they appreciate him enough to put him in MVP talks early on, and then Defensive Player of the Year talks, and then in the playoff series against the Nuggets, he couldn't defend Jamal Murray taking a fadeaway shot to win the game on a buzzer beater. I don't know, whatever. After they gave up a 20-point lead in Game 2 of the first round of the playoffs, I don't know. But yeah, that's just the team of Fruits Basket and the Luca trade. So yeah. What music have I been listening to? I've been listening to Third Eye Blind's second album, which is called Blue. It was released in 1999. Yeah, the song Never Let You Go. I don't know, just really great riff to open it. Yeah. What's the sorry for that freaking bad. Yeah, sorry, but it just, I don't know, it just sounds really cool. Yeah, I don't know. And also Mannequin Pussy, they released an album in 2024. It's called I Got Heaven. there was a little bit of a controversy surrounding them because they used AI in part to make a music video. But you know, the song from that album I really love is called Loud Bark, and it's just, yeah, Missy, the lead singer, just screaming freaking I got a loud bark. Oh god. Yeah, a loud bark, a deep bite, and then freaking she just screams. The intensity and the rawness of it just increases over time, and it's just, oh god, it's so good. Yeah, that's a little bit of the music I've been listening to recently that has caught my eye. Yeah, also, yeah, the new Pornographers. Yeah, the song Crash Years. I downloaded the album Together in 2021, and I guess I just recently I'm just listening to it again. Oh yeah, and also there's another disc I got browsing like a record store, because I did that recently. I think like a month ago, I think. Yeah, and then I found this disc called The Rebirth of Cool, and I think it's like a trip hop compilation, right? It has like artists like Portishead and like Bomb to Bass. It's like trip hop, hip hop, you know. It has the Beastie Boys on it. Yeah, and I don't know. It's like this like smooth like trip hop, hip hop adjacent kind of like music, right? It's a compilation disc filled with a bunch of different artists, and I don't know. Yeah, the Portishead song is really cool on there. The first song on it's I like it. Yeah, I don't know. It's a cool. It's from like 1995, I think. Yeah. So that's what I've been listening to. Anything else I need to freaking get off my chest, man? Yeah. Those are really just the two main things. I just wanted to say that I cried while reading a book, and then explain my freaking thoughts on the Luka trade, and just, yeah, I don't know. Any more thoughts on the Luka trade? Oh man, just freaking I don't know. Again, does this shift the Lakers title odds? Yes, it has to, because you have Luka on the roster. Like, yeah, like is Luka gonna stay with the Lakers for like a decade? Is he gonna end his career as a Laker? Is he gonna be like cement himself as one of the greatest Lakers ever if he wins a championship? I don't know. The Lakers have too many players like that, man. I don't know, just too many. It's like, God, too much, man. It also like does this thing of like making Nick wrong even more of a freaking Lakers fan. I'm just like, oh God, even more of like I need to root for LeBron. Whatever my NBA thing is, I'm rooting for LeBron no matter what. It's like, I don't know. It's just like, okay, all right, okay. Oh man, okay. Okay. I'm sure there's like other things. What else is there to talk about? What else is there from I don't know. Yeah, what else is there from life? One of the most popular YouTubers that there have been video essays exposing him about. He has a show on Prime Video, which is just his YouTube channel. Like, aren't we over that? Like, aren't we aren't we over the era of YouTubers getting TV shows? Like, I don't know. Like, shouldn't we be over that as a society? Shouldn't we? Like, I don't know. Oh yeah, like there's this thing called the Internet Archive, and I've been using it in ways, you know. I've been using the Internet Archive because it's a place. All you have to do is literally just go to archive.org. The front page of it is this thing called the Wayback Machine, which you can use. Like, you can just like type in the name of most websites, not every website, but you know, like 98% of websites with a URL, and you can see like the history of it. I used the Wayback Machine recently to look at this website, a Block Party fan website called blockparty.net. Yeah. And like, it's cool. Yeah, like I used it. I read a bunch of like old interviews with them and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. Man, I learned about that from the 22 Grand Pod, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, I talked previously in a previous episode about Matt Tong, the interview with him I saw. Yeah, and then, yeah, there was another interview with Russell, but yeah, it wasn't as interesting, but I don't know. It was just interesting, like, hearing Russell speak for that long, because, yeah, within Block Party, yeah, like, he's the one who does not freaking speak at all, you know, but, like, yeah, I don't know. It wasn't as like spicy as the Matt Tong interview. Obviously, like he's still in the band, but yeah, there wasn't as much like juicy freaking stuff to chew on with it. But it was just interesting, like hearing his perspective on like the band starting, and that was the most interesting part of it, like how the band got started, him meeting Kelly and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyways, any other quick freaking thing I want to talk about before I just randomly go to Twitter? Is there anything else? I'm on NBA Twitter, the list right now, trying to freaking see things. We got the full Chelsea Gray experience tonight, let me tell you. Nikias Duncan tweeted. Veteran guard Dennis Smith Jr. is leaving Real Madrid and intends to make a return to the NBA. Oh yeah, the thing I saw, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander parted ways with his agent, and he's gonna be his own agent from now on. Man. Nikias is tweeting about the WNBA. So this Marina Mabry situation is gonna get funny, huh? Marina understandably wants out. You get traded to a mess situation, you get to an immediate contender, and then they blow things up. It isn't what you signed for. On the other hand, I'd imagine Connecticut doesn't plan on needing to pivot this aggressively. I still don't quite understand moving Deschanel as a restricted free agent, but hey, you clearly want to keep some talent in the room so you can establish a foundation with a new coach and be able to sell something to free agents in 26. Oh yeah, also side tangent on that. Like the Connecticut Suns head coach up until this season was Stephanie White. And then, yeah, like what happened in the W offseason that I forgot to talk about is that the Indiana Fever fired their head coach, Christy Sides. So, yeah, which like Caitlin Clark stans wanted her fired anyway, so I guess that's good. So they fired Christy Sides and then hired Stephanie White, who played for the Fever, I think, in her career. So like, I don't know, an interesting like move. There's like a few people talking about the Indiana Fever with the moves they made. Yeah, because they got Natasha Howard from the Dallas Wings. That's another move they got. So they have like more front court freaking help for with Aaliyah Boston. Like they've been thinking that like maybe the Fever could be a contender. Obviously they have Caitlin Clark, so that's good. So yeah. While I'd like to see Marina Mabry on a winner, I don't think Connecticut is under any obligation to move her unless they're blown away with an offer. And if it's true that Connecticut turned down a Natasha Cloud deal that involved the number 7 pick, that threshold is high, buddy. Interesting NBA stuff. Anything else, man? I don't know. Stuff, man. I don't know, man. Oh, this is like, yeah, I'm on my who's my following stuff. I tweeted Jeremy Lin when I saw Jeremy Lin at the Rising Stars game. Oh, man. Anything? Yeah, I don't need I talked about enough, man. I talked about enough. Oh, look at that. My For You page is like mostly basketball now. Went to a Pistons game. Yeah, something. I'm trying to find the non-basketball stuff. First round of divorces for my high school class has begun. See, this is Twitter. This is not Blue Sky, okay? It's now socially acceptable again to clap when the plane lands. Oh my god. That's what I missed, man. That's not a Blue Sky tweet. That's a freaking Twitter freaking tweet. That's what we need, man. Oh my god. That's good, man. No other context is necessary, man. I immediately liked it. Kevin Durant tweeted, I think it's more fun to complain about the NBA than to actually watch it. Crazy. Cancel All-Star Weekend and let's just give everybody a break since we're so miserable. Thank you. Oh, man. What? I'm obsessed with the podcast where those dudes in like 8th grade discuss food. Oh, God. Not another freaking podcast with freaking people talking with microphone arms, man. Look, man, my microphone is not on an arm. It's on its own stand, okay? It's not on an arm hanging with a pop filter, man. I'm not doing that, man. This ain't that sort of freaking thing, man. It's a Let's Play. I have a USB microphone. It's plugged in. I'm recording this on Audacity. I have no mixer, okay? This is freaking... This is a Let's Play, okay? Oh, man. Anything else I need to get off my chest before I go? Anything? I hope. I was teasing another type of video of another game last episode. That's coming. I just need to find the time to record it. Hopefully it'll be within, the first 70 years of my life if I get that far. I don't know. When I say I'm old, I mean Rugrats in Paris on an orange VHS tape. That's not freaking old. That's like 27. It's like, I'm old. I'm freaking, oh wow, freaking wow. Dude, that movie came out in like 2001, didn't it? Or sometime in the early 2000s. Like, come on, man. Orange VHS, like, you're freaking 8 years old. It's like, okay, look, man, I say I'm old all the time because I'm 24, but it's like, come on, man. Oh yeah, I guess last thing before I go, I've been watching Survivor. I don't know. Maybe I'll have thoughts about that. The new season 48, is gonna be premiering in, a week, next Wednesday. Yeah, so the 26th. So, yeah. I'll watch the rest of Big Brother 26, and I maybe will have thoughts on it in a future episode. So, yeah. Anything else? You American Dad episode. What? A Destiny reference? What? Anything else? Yeah, there's a clip about Anthony Edwards talking to Obama, telling him he's the truth. Oh, man. Okay, anything else to talk about before I end the episode? Yeah, I don't know. I just needed that little bit of a serious moment in the middle, man. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe I will have my extended thoughts on it in the future, but yeah, I don't think I necessarily need to. I just like where this, series is, I like that this is just a forum for me to, if I want to be personal, I can do that. Just like last year where I talked about January 14th, 2017, and the impact of that. I don't know. I just like freaking stuff like that. I just like, stuff where I can do that and also talk about basketball and also talk about, YA books, and also, good thing I haven't been aware of any discourse recently. It's nice. It's a really nice thing. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I think that's basically it for this episode. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to talk about freaking the halftime show. It's like, look, okay, we know. Okay, there you go. Oh, man. Oh, man. Morgan Matson is not like freaking those other YA authors, okay? Morgan Matson, they not like us, okay? Morgan Matson, Becky Albertalli, Nina LaCour, Adam Silvera, Angie Thomas. They not like us. They not like us, man. Oh, man. Yeah. They're the Kendrick in the situation. There you go. And freaking Alex Astor is the Drake. I don't know. Okay. All right. I think that's basically it for this episode. Yeah. I think I'm good. So, yeah. Oh, man. I did that, man. I did that without my voice disappearing. So, yeah. It's great. Yeah. I just thought of another thing I should talk about, but yeah, maybe I'll tease that for the next episode. There's this show about a band that's really interesting. It's an anime. I think maybe the next episode, if I keep up the schedule, will be when it's fully aired and it's done airing. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about it then. But I'll talk about it in the next episode, hopefully. So, that's a teaser. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. That, I think, is it for the 5th time. I can never just end this when I want to end it the first time because I always have more to say. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next episode when I get there.